So in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about see, that's 16. I would have had to say something else, and that would have made it 19. That would have been an interesting sentence. So remember to take my advice. Either way. So what goes up must not always come down. It can keep going up. As long as the last time that you went higher, it still felt like you should get higher. So,
Fuck Isaac Newton.
right. So, with that in mind, fuck Isaac Newton. When you have let me illustrate this. I'll be back. Just getting some weed. I don't need to tell you that though. See, don't tell other people that you're doing things that they can see with their eyes. If you tell someone that you're doing something that they can see, they'll be like, wow, do you think I'm stupid? They might not say the sentence, do you think I'm stupid, out loud, but they'll think to themselves, and they will think, wow. So, what goes up doesn't have to necessarily go down. So, let's start on this note. So the pitch of that note goes don, 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 don. Did it go don? Yeah, it did. So that means you have to go higher if you want to be in a good mood. If the pitch of your note inflects upwards at the end, that means that's your mind telling you to go up. So we were gonna get higher now, so we were over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to be in a good mood, we should go up 5. So let's see if this works. Yep. Dun 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 dun. But that inflected down. It went do. So that means we're gonna have to go down if we want to be in a good mood. But let's test out my theory. We went like this. Maybe that goes do, no. It went do. That means the finishing pitch that I ended on was actually a little bit higher than the starting pitch that I fretted on. How you end is not how you fret. The differences between pitches is very subtle but very important. The difference between 6 cents and 12 cents higher than a note is a huge difference emotionally. That's a huge degree of tension. Because the second you pass the quarter tone mark between two semitones, that is to say a white next to a black key, that in-between gray note, that will be very intense if the listener remembers or knows where the music started. So if a listener is to come in on a gray note, they would assume that the next note is going to be a gray note. If the fluctuation of that gray note is lower than how it started at the end of the note. So I'm gonna play a gray note. A gray note is a note where you fret super hard. You bend the string up. So it's not quite the note that's higher, but it's also not the note that it's on. So let's watch this. And now if I don't go to another gray note, if I don't fret the next fret super hard, it's gonna sound wrong no matter which semitone, no matter how many frets I go. So I'm gonna go 5 frets down using my strategy, and I'm not gonna make it a gray note. So see, that's just out of tune as fuck. It sounds super low, made me depressed because I went from to dum dum, but that actually had a lot of resolution. So if you want to utilize the resolution, the fluctuation in that note was duh. That means it's implying that it wants to go lower. So let's go by an odd number of frets down. And since that was the 3rd fret on the string that I'm playing, 1, 2, 3 down is going to be an open string. Let's see if it works. Open strings play the way that you tune them, so you can't fret them. So that was even lower, so that makes us want to go even lower. So we could go, so we assume I tuned the guitar right, so that means the 5th fret of the string below it, as in the string that's closer to me. The closer the strings get to you, the lower they should get, because closeness is low. Human beings associate homeostaticity with lowness, low notes. But see that rhythm that I did? That was not a low frequency rhythm. That was a high frequency rhythm. So because as humans associate their heartbeats with low frequencies, if you play a low hertz pitch rhythm at a high rate, at a high speed and frequency, it will cause humans to go into a warlike state if the music is good. That means it will cause them to start to be violent. So let's play a violent rhythm. It's a pretty low rhythm. So that was going. So that's the tempo of that. But the actual string was going a little bit ahead of that. So if you play ahead of the beat, then you'll have to listen to the next lesson, because the next lesson is about playing ahead of the beat or behind it, however you like.